Hey everyone, it's Lexoris. So this is a topic that I have been wanting to talk about. I know I've said this a bunch of times in my videos about how I'm going to talk about my weight loss journey and everything that I basically went through. But this particular video is just mostly about I'm sorry guys, I just ate. The reason why I say that is because I had the gastric sleeve surgery done, also called gastrectomy, gastrectomy, gastrectomy,
Gastrectomy.
gastrectomy, gastrectomy. Okay, yeah. So with that being said, long story short, me and my mom got together and decided that that's what we wanted to do, and so we got it, and that's pretty much it. We got it done on the same day. I was an hour later than her, and it was honestly a very very quick process. I think mine says it's supposed to be an hour long surgery. I think I got out at 45 minutes or something like that. Everything went smoothly, everything was great and all that. The only dysfunction that I had in my situation was I was a late bloomer. I literally asked my mom, I was like, do you think that they made my stomach smaller than yours? Because I don't know why. I just could not keep food down for the first 2 months. It was crazy. My mom went on to the next phase and she was able to eat tuna, the puree, kind of stuff, the stuff that's not, I guess, cooked. Well, you can eat cooked stuff. I think it's just a matter of the texture of the food, and we had to eat out those small little jars. People who've had the surgery basically know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't had the surgery, if you want to look more into it, there's completely a bunch of information on it online. You literally just go to Google and start there. Literally start there, and then make your appointment. Go talk to your doctor. The job that I was working with, I used the insurance to pay for mine. I ended up paying only $300 out of my pocket, basically, and I think I was with United Healthcare, if I'm not being mistaken. I can look that up for you guys and just put it in another video, but I'm sure that's literally what it was. I'm burping because I just ate. Me and Curtis just went to Denny's. We were just craving some breakfast food, and then we could barely eat it. It was so weird. Curtis started feeling like me when I get full, and that's you get this this weird lump in your chest or whatever if you overeat. But it was so good. Denny's is so good. It's better than the IHOP that's out here. So I don't know. Go to Denny's. promote. Anyways, so this video specifically is just about what do I miss about being overweight. For starters, I was 234 pounds. That was my heaviest, and I don't think I will ever forget that number. It was definitely, it was almost like when I looking back now at who I was back then, I don't even I can't honestly believe that I was that big, because I think I was stuck in a haze of just being unhappy, and that goes along with me. I was married and I was unhappy, and then I got divorced and I even was worse. But what I really miss about being fat, it's a lot of things. You guys know me, I got my notes, so I'm gonna literally write, I'm gonna have my notes down and freaking help me out on this. Well, I guess it kind of starts when I was younger. I don't know, when I was younger, I tried dating a little bit, and when I did, I put myself out there. I wasn't even sure if I was allowed to date. Let's just throw that out there. So the anxiety of it all then was just crazy. And then I had my friend ask this dude out. I had a huge crush on him, whatever. I don't even know what I was thinking. I guess, like, when you are big, you kind of don't really think about, like, are people going to really, like, make that? I think that's when I first, like, realized, like, people look at you about how you look. So that right there crushed me because, like, I never realized, like, I never compared myself to the girls at school about, like, oh, I wish I was like this and I wish I was that. And it almost just brought like a rude awakening to me when I had my friend ask him out, and his reply was, I'd rather die before I date that fat girl. And those words don't hurt me anymore. Like, obviously, like, I'm sure if the dude knew what I look like now, he'd be like, oh, like, I'm sorry I said that, blah, blah, blah. You seem like you're doing really good for, you know, people just, anyways, I dropped my pen. But anyways, yeah, that's the reality of the situation. Like, when you lose weight, you kind of see the best of both worlds. You see how people are before you lose weight, and you see how they are after, and people change a lot after you lose weight. Like, some of my ex-husband's friends like hit me up and was like, oh, I've always had a crush on you, like all kinds of things, dude. And it's just like, you don't know if it's just because they really did, or if it's because they just, oh, you lost weight, so you are deemed, you know, we should date now. Like, it's just ridiculous. People don't realize, like, how offensive it can be. So I would say, like, people are meaner when you lose weight in a way because, like, there's multiple different reasons. Girls are meaner, for sure, because girls, like, God forbid I fix myself up and go out into public, girls are gonna be making, like, smirks, like, or laughing about me, or excuse me, they're gonna be like talking bad about me, or girls just flat out like just don't like you for like no reason. So being a big girl like my whole life and going into that kind of like environment, it kind of just makes me like, wow, like why are people like this? When I was bigger, I could go into a crowd of girls and no one's gonna feel threatened by me because I'm the big girl, you know? And not to say that the big girl can't be threatening to the other girl. Like, you very well may be a lot prettier, and your confidence and like your personality is 10 times better than the smaller girl, you know? And it's just, you know, it's the amount of like the competition thing, you know, it just changes. And it's like when you're overweight, you're not really prepared to jump into that lifestyle right away. So when people were mean right away, I was just like, oh my God, I don't even know how to handle this. These are like type emotions that I don't understand because I never was the girl that was a threat, you know? And then there's the part where, you know, I feel like I had a lot more friends when I was overweight. I feel like I had a lot more personality when I was overweight. I was a lot more bubbly, kind of just like in my own little world, you know? And now when I lose weight, I feel like I have to constantly like look a certain way. It's my own anxiety though. Like, this has nothing to do with anything. Dude, my video totally just cut off because I don't have any space on my phone, so I have to make this kind of quick. I was talking about anxiety. Basically, my anxiety makes me feel like I have to look like a certain way to like, so like my depression doesn't mess with me and make me think people are talking bad about me. And it's this whole crazy like thing because it's like when I was overweight, I liked who I was before because like I was so easy on myself. Like, I didn't get dressed up for like anyone. I think that's something that's never really changed for me. Like, I look good for myself, but it's like my depression's a lot worse on like what people say about me, I guess. Another thing that I definitely miss about being overweight is, like I said, I think I had a lot more like personality when I was overweight. Like, I think I knew like more about myself then. I think so much has happened to me like being smaller that I've gotten confused with like who I am, because like I think before I lost weight I was still discovering like who I am, but it's like I think I was content with how I was. Like, I've always been bubbly and just goofy, and like with that being said, like I don't know, I kind of miss it though. I miss how bubbly I used to be. There's been so much like happened to me that I just don't really stay like as happy all the time like I used to. It used to be like just like I would worry about like the small things. I would appreciate the smaller things when I was smaller, and I just realized like I just didn't really care too much about like what people thought I looked like or like how I dressed and all that kind of stuff. So I really do miss like my personality like with being overweight. I'm not saying, oh, that girl's gone, like she's no longer there. I just don't strive to be like that any like every day, even though I miss it. But it is nice to know that it's a part of my life. I know that like looking back then, like I was a huge like music finder. I noticed like when I started losing weight, I just literally like stopped finding music, and I know music just really makes me feel like amazing, like emotionally. So like when I stopped like looking for music, I noticed that I've become like a lot more like irritable and stuff like that. But it's also mostly because like I don't have time now, and I'm also like maturing. It's just been a whole lot of like mixing up too. And I think sometimes I associate my weight loss, this is probably something that's like unique because I had the surgery so young, but I think I just miss it because like it's part of my childhood in a way. Like just being like, it is a part of me and stuff like that. It just being young and like overweight, I am like that girl. Like I'm like the big girl, and I was smaller when I was younger. I mean, and don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of stuff that like I don't miss about being overweight. There is a lot of things like that I do like about myself, like bigger me. The fact that I wore like makeup how I wanted to wear it, I did my wigs the way I wanted to do, I dressed however I wanted, knowing like not everyone's gonna be okay with it, and then like not caring is what I miss the most. Because that mentality of just not caring, you truly live a genuine like happy life. And I just feel like lately, just like with my depression and my anxiety and all that stuff, like I just feel like it's hard for me to get back to a place where it's like I can't care anymore, or I don't have to care anymore. Oh, by the way, this is probably like the worst thing to be showing you guys on a weight loss video, but yeah, you know, I saw these and I had to get these. These are strawberry ice cream cone freaking kisses, and they're so good. They're crunchy. They're crunchy. Just thought I'd let you know. Anyways, I think I covered everything on here. I hope I did. If I didn't, if this video seems short, I'm so sorry because it completely like cut out, dude, and I'm so sick of it doing that. I'm like constantly checking to make sure it's not like cutting out. All in all, I just feel like people were much nicer to me when I was fatter. I mean, yes, they had their little comments. Yes, I've been told, oh, you're so pretty, you have a very pretty face, and that kind of stuff. Yes, everyone, I feel like most like overweight women are told you're so pretty, or some kind of like side like low-key diss when it comes to complimenting us, because it's just like, oh, like you'd be so pretty. Like some people get worse like compliments, like you'd be so pretty if you know did this, or you'd be so pretty if you just you know, stop eating so much, or you worked out, or whatever. Like it's always some kind of like stupid like sly like some like low-key diss or whatever. So that right there I don't miss, obviously. But I think I'm gonna just cover a video about like what I don't miss. Obviously, like there's a lot of stuff that happened to me that made me like unhappy. There's a lot of positive things in losing weight as well. I just figured I'd go on here because I feel like a lot of people talk about what they miss about being overweight, and they don't really talk about the bond that you really grow with yourself being overweight. Like yes, it was your issue like every day. Like in my mind it was like I would be better, or my life would start escalating once I lose weight. Like everything revolved around like losing weight. It was so bad that it affected like my school and stuff like that. Like I couldn't concentrate because I was constantly worried about like my fat like, you know, my thighs being too big for the seat, or my rolls are showing when I sit, like stuff like that. And you know, it's so crazy too, like losing weight and not being like exactly where my goal weight is. And I mean this by like toning and stuff. I don't mean like I want to lose so much more weight, guys. And like, no, I literally just want to like I want to point out that even when you're like big, like even when you're smaller, I feel like you critique yourself so much worse. And I feel like people critique you so much worse when you're smaller. So when you're like overweight, people are just like, oh, she's fat, you know, and that's it. Like, I have fat, that's it. That's all there is to it. And when you're like skinny, it's like, oh, her arms, or oh, her legs aren't toned. Oh, she's jiggly when she walks. Like, it's just all something. But you know, when you're fat, it's just like, oh, that person just needs to lose weight, you know? I guess I just hate like how critical people have become with like a specific way you're supposed to look when you're skinny. Like, a lot of these people that have the surgery, their skin doesn't bounce back like obviously right away. They have to have that skin surgery where you like lose whatever place it's like too saggy, or even just a lift overall, you know, depending on the situation. I was lucky because I was only like 230. It's so weird how fast that total like creeped up on me too. Like, I don't even remember, like it was like I was in a haze the whole time. And I didn't even realize like how much weight I've actually gained. Like, I was so unhappy and so like blurred from it that it's like I didn't even know. Like, it's almost like my confidence kind of like shielded the fact that I was unhappy, because I was like kind of in denial. Like, I knew I looked good, this and that, whatever. You couldn't tell me nothing, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, it's just like you're choosing a healthier route for yourself in the end. So I'm definitely like, when I just look back at my photos, I'm just like, it's crazy. And then I have friends that tell me, there's no way, like, that's you. Like, and I'm like, I promise you guys, that's me. It is a part of me, and it will forever be a part of me. And I'm honestly grateful to have that part of me, because some of my best parts of me, like my personality, like my goofiness, my funniness, like my happiness has happened to me when I was like overweight. So it's like all of that stuff I will cherish forever. And honestly, with that note, I'm gonna end the video here. But like I said, the video definitely ended again. So what I'm gonna do is just show you guys a bunch of my before and after pictures. So I hope you guys enjoy watching, and thank you again for watching, and make sure you subscribe and share this video. Thank you.